Hi, this is ZvT on Blue Storm. My opponent is some Korean Terran who's right now B-, and it's quite early to the season, so it means that he's actually very good and knows what he's doing, and I think you will notice from his gameplay, he doesn't have many flaws in his micro and so on, so this is really an interesting game. On Blue Storm, there are a lot of narrow paths that pretty much give access to anywhere around the map. I think every single expansion can be accessed from at least 2 points in every map, every position, besides 6 and 12 o'clock gas expansions. So that really makes this an interesting map. Kind of makes the strategic mind much more important than the normal thing where you macro, micro, and so on. And of course this has its own open areas, but this also has a lot of narrow paths, and that means that you really gotta look for that perfect spot to attack and defend and so on. And if you take the terrain into account well on this map, it can pay you off so well, unlike on some other maps where there's nothing at all. Some people don't like these maps since there are a lot of narrow paths, and it's sort of not so nice, since your opponent can try to sneak all these attacks and take advantage of the terrain against you and so on. But in my opinion, that just makes the map interesting. I saw a 9 barracks build, which would mean that if I actually did my normal 12 hat build, he would try to do an bunker rush on me. But thankfully I sent my 9th drone to scout, and that means that I'm able to build my spawning pool in time. If I do a 12 spawning pool build, my links will pop out like completely on time without any problems to block whatever Marina and SCV rush he's gonna do, bunker rush. So 12 pool is a very safe build. Actually, it works against pretty much any sort of rush. There's not much he can do if you do 12 pool. Of course, it gives you a slight economical disadvantage, and you gotta play a little bit different, but it's not actually much worse. I like it kind of. Here I send those 3 drones just in case if he's trying to attack my natural somehow, start building a bunker. I noticed that he wasn't actually gonna build up his bunker when he could have. So that means my links will pop more than plenty in time. So that's why I actually sent the drones back, since I didn't need them over there anymore. I just wanted to make sure that he wouldn't be able to finish a bunker before my links came out. Now I go over here with my links, kind of looking if he has few marines, like too few marines, that I may actually be able to take advantage of that and so on. And now I start building drones again. I don't really need more than like 8 to 10 links at most in the beginning, since that's plenty to fend off any marine rush he might do early on, and it's plenty to keep some links at every single choke he has, to see whenever he comes out and where he goes and so on. And it's plenty to kill these pesky scouting SCVs, which you see over here. Just keep making drones. I have an overlord down there, kind of like beside the narrow path, and that means that. So I pretty much see if his marines come out, and that's why I haven't made a sunken colony over there yet, to my natural yet. If I thought that there would be a threat to my natural from a marine rush or something, which really might be possible since he did a 9 barracks build, it means that he's gonna have more marines earlier on than you might sometimes expect. But thankfully, these narrow paths are also very easy to defend. If he doesn't take those narrow paths, it means that he has to go way around, and that means that actually the short rush distance became quite large. Unlike this narrow path, since it's easy to defend against the early rushes, you can kind of like take advantage of that. Now I'm building drones, making a lair whenever possible. I started my gas slightly after I started my third hatchery. It's important so my tech won't be late. In ZvP it doesn't really matter so much if your tech is late or not, but on ZvT it's especially important. If your tech is late, he can like take every single possible advantage in the game, like you can simply think of. So it's very important that you make a early tech. I also started link speed, and I now make a sunken colony over here just so I can keep off any scouting SCVs which might try to run past to my main to see whatever I'm doing, as well as some minor defense against whatever rush I might not expect. Here I'm making a spire. I'm doing a Middleisk build, and it's very important. Well, I don't know, very important, but it's kind of cool to hide your spire. It's sort of like a psychological like warfare. You try to make it so that his first two scans won't be able to see that spire, and if you're able to do that, then he'd either have to play real safe, or just don't have any turrets in time for your when your spire pops out. And here he attacks with his Marina Medic army. I gotta place my sunken colonies or Creek colonies about the time when his Marina Medic army comes around. He can't really use the narrow path since I still have my drones and I have my links. So even one sunken colony and those drones and links will be able to fend off almost any amount of Marina Medic. So I have plenty of time to morph my sunken colonies. Right now I'm thinking about saving my larva and saving my minerals for Middleisk when my spire pops out. Sort of keep making links, and now I'm calculating like how many larvas I have and how many will I need and so on. My spire popped out, making some Middleisks. After about 9 mutas or so, I send a drone to my expansion if I haven't sent so already. Usually it's something like you make 9 or 11 mutas, expand, and then you might make 1 or 2 mutas while making a Hydra den for lurker tech and so on. And yes, my lurker tech also can't be late. I now have my mutas ready. I need at least 7 to harass him, since just 7 mutas kill SCVs with 1 hit. But usually it's something like 8 or 9, since otherwise it just becomes so much harder. And now I have 11 mutas. Usually 11 mutas is all you need. Harassing his mineral line. I'm a little bit careless over here, and now a Middleisk micro would usually be much better than this, but it's actually not so good, since I had to play with a high latency instead of low, and I've been requested that I actually tell how I do that Middleisk micro. Basically it's something like this, that first you advance, and after you're advancing and you reach a certain range, you press hold position, and then after you wait just a small moment, and then you click back. If you click instantly back, then they won't even shoot at all, since they need just a small pause to shoot their whatever glaives or whatever they are, and then you move back and so on. Kind of like I was real careless over there. That was a huge loss. I lost like 4 mutas or something completely uselessly over there. I should have expected him to have like a group of Marine Medic over there, but that's too bad. I gotta look for more expansions constantly and all the time. Basically, when you do muta, you make your first, usually, unless you don't have to sunken up, you make your first 9 to 11 mutas. Then after you made those mutas, you pretty much take your expansion if you haven't already, and then while you're making lurkers, you take even another expansion. It's important to make more expansions, since right over here, he could, when I have Mutas, he can just separate his army all around. Otherwise, this Mutas micro would absolutely devastate his marines and whatever else he might have if he's too careless with it. So he could attack pretty much with everything. And say he attacks that expansion, it means that he's not somewhere else. So that means that I have time to secure another expansion, which would be my gas expansion down there. And now I'm thinking of that since I lost Mutas and I just can't keep on making Mutas. It just isn't worth it, and he'll have science vessels soon enough, so it's not worth it making Mutas. Instead of, I'm better off making just lurker tech and so on. Now I'm thinking of bringing some lurkers to kind of like provide some defense for that expansion. Then I noticed that he has a huge marine and medic army coming over here. I know that that expansion is gonna be gone, so I'm just gonna